Now that we have scheduled our tasks, let's look at how we can then assign resources to our tasks. The first thing you would do when you assign resources to your tasks would be to link the tasks with your previous project. Now, if you know that there was a project that you did earlier on and that project has got resources assigned already on them, then you can go into the resource tab and select resource pool. Now in the resource pool, this option allows you to go into the resources that you have scheduled earlier on, and in those resources you can then assign into this project. At the moment we don't have any resource pool, so we're going to start a resource sheet from scratch and assign resources and understand the resource sheet window. Now to go into the resource sheet, you will have this resource sheet button. Click on it and then it gives you the resource sheet window. Now here you can then put in a resource name. In this case we've got a material developer who is actually a consultant coming in to do work for us. Now if you look at this type, you will see that you've got the resources of the type work, which include people resources, that the actual resources that you use in your project. Now the material resources would be material, as in for example where you will be using paper and printing and so on. So that kind of material would be your material type. And you can have the cost material. Now your cost resources are the resources that you, for example, incur cost on a per use base. For example, if you've got a developer coming in and they have to also stay in a hotel, then you book them for the hotel. Now the lodging itself becomes a cost resource. So at the moment our material developer, it's work, so we scheduled him as work, and we know that we're paying this resource X amount of money per hour, so we will go in and give the how much we're paying the material developer. And if there is an overtime that we're paying, that is if they're working according to our calendar, which is an 8-hour calendar, if they work anything over 8 hours, then we will be paying them overtime rate per hour. So at the moment we don't schedule anything. Now the cost per use would be the cost of a resource if you're using it once off. For example, if we're having an outside consultant who comes in and do X amount of work for us, and we pay them that amount per use, that is when they come in this case we're going to schedule here a training consultant, and we will be using this training consultant once off. So our training consultant, it's work, but we will not be paying them a standard rate per hour. Instead we will be paying them a per use cost, and we say every time they come in to work for us, they're charging us this amount regardless of the hours and so on. That is the per use cost. Now let's schedule this one printing, which is not work, which is actually the material itself, that is printing of paper and so on and so on. Then we will be scheduling that to say pay printing, we will be paying so much. So we actually are saying here for printing, every time we do material printing, we will be paying this amount. Now we have actually done a resource sheet. Now this is the resource sheet that we're going to be using to actually assign these resources into our project. We go back to the project window, and we are ready to assign resources to our project.